accepted a gator carcass from a friend of mine a couple weeks ago, and yes, Karen's, it was legally tagged. The head, paws, and spine were put into the fire pit to be decomposed of. During the initial fleshing process, I let my kids come help. This gave them the opportunity to touch alligator meat to see the texture of it, look at the different layers of the skin, discuss the anatomy of the gator, as well as practice patience and focus while using the knife. As you're about to see, I'm probably the one that should focus. And poor Callie just sat there for a few seconds, not knowing that I just cut the tip of my finger off. He leaves me for 5 minutes. It's all gonna be all right. It's all fine. And Andy, like a hard candy Christmas. I was a singer in another life, did you know?
Oh God.
Did you know that?
I'm starting to question it.
Let's try this again. And if you know us personally, you know that we don't cry and give up. We just clean it, wrap it, and keep on going. So the fleshing process is a long, tedious, and backbreaking one, but it's also the most important part of tanning a hide. If you leave any meat or cartilage on that hide, it will end up rotting through the skin. And a shout out to my amazing boyfriend, Matt, who I am appreciative of as he got out the pressure washer and started that process while I continued to manually flesh the hide. With this portion of the tail piece, I looked at it and instantly thought I could make a quiver from my arrows, so that's what I'm hoping for. So I sliced down the soft underbelly part of that tail. I have big plans for it, and I don't know, we will see how it works out. But skinning this part of the tail is the first time I've ever done that on a gator, and it was very, very, very interesting to see the entire piece of meat that came out. So many dang connective bones and tendons here, y'all. But I did it, and that meat hadn't been sitting in the cooler for as long as it had. That thing would have been on the grill as well. At this point, I think my boyfriend was trying to convince me to come make dinner, and everybody was sick of me being elbow deep in a gator hide. So after fleshing the hide as best that I could, I then had to rinse it and drain it. This is me rinsing it once more. And then we are going to salt it. When you do this, from what I have been told, you do not use rock salt. So I went to my local feed store, Amber Acres, on 520, and I got all the salt that she had left. And that is what I used to roll up, put it in all the scoots, make sure that everything is covered in salt. It was then all rolled up individually, and then it was set up onto actual upside down flower pots in a cooler. That way it could stay cool, it could drain, it could stay out of the water, and it could stay salted. This is going to help preserve the hide as I continue on to my next processes. So this salting process I actually did 3 times over. We had a hurricane come. Thankfully it did not hit us. Prayers for everybody did hit head on. So it did push me back a couple of days until I could get my rain barrel cut open, which Matt is doing here, and get all the solutions made. The tanning kit that I chose to use is through Van Dyke's Taxidermy. I'll leave the link below. Extremely helpful, knowledgeable, and great customer service. There's just a great company. And there's the boyfriend again, making his cameo. And let's face it, y'all, shaving down gator hide is really boring, tedious, and frustrating. And if you don't have a relationship where you can be distracted by goofiness, then, I mean, what are you really doing? So the final process was the tanning process, and I was reminded why I failed chemistry numerous times in high school. But the instructions made it clear and, fine enough for me to get done. So after the tanning process comes the final rinse off. Then I let them hang and dry for a while. Do not do this in the sun. I did this under a tarp on a pretty cloudy day. And then this right here is me leathering it out with the tanning oil. So I did this a couple of times, and again set them under the tarp just to keep the condensation and sun and heat off of them. You may see me kind of sawing them back and forth on the solid wood part of the trailer, and that's to help make them pliable and break the skin down. So here's the result of my first ever tanned gator leather. It's pretty pliable, it's pretty solid, it's pretty thin. I'm pretty proud of myself. Don't know if I did it right, but I learned some, failed some, and I can't wait to do it again. So hope y'all learned something from this video, and always try something new.